Okay, so today we are going to start with this topic, linear programming. So here, let us straight away start with the question. So this is a third question from 12.1 exercise. Maximize z is equal to 5x plus 3y subjected to 3x plus 5y is less than equal to 15, 5x plus 2y is less than equal to 10, x is greater than equal to 0, and y is also greater than equal to 0. So here, this z is known as objective function. Z is known as objective function, and these conditions are known as constraints. These conditions are known as constraints. Now, first of all, what we have to do is we have to consider all the constraint in the equality form. So let us consider all the constraint in the equality form. So you will write consider 3x plus 5y is equal to 15, 5x plus 2y is equal to 10, x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. Now we will plot these lines. So in order to plot these lines, you will draw the corresponding table for these two lines. So for this one, when we take x is equal to 0, you can see that your y will be equal to 3. And when you take y is equal to 0, then you can see that your x will be equal to 5. These 2 points are enough to trace the line. We will not take any other point. These 2 points are enough to trace the line. Okay, now for this one, when I put x is equal to 0, your y will be equal to 5. And when I put y is equal to 0, then your x will be equal to 2. Now, x equal to 0, you know that this is your y-axis, and y equal to 0 is your x-axis. So, just we will draw these two lines, and then we will see the common region. So, let us draw this x-axis, y-axis. Let us take some points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we'll plot these two lines individually. So this is x equal to 0 and y is 3. This is your 0, 3. Then 5, 0 is over here. Just draw this line. So you have to draw this on graph paper with the help of pencil and scale. So here you will write the equation as 3x plus 5y is equal to 15. So we had drawn the first line. After this, we will plot the second line also. So this is 0, 5, and this is 2 comma 0. So just draw this line also. Write down the equation of this line. So that is 5x plus 2y is equal to 10. So just we had drawn both the lines. After that, we have to see the common area for both the lines. So in order to decide the direction of these lines, we will put x is equal to 0 and y equal to 0 in the original equation. So original equation means those equations. So when I put x equal to 0 and y equal to 0 in this equation, you will get this as 0 is less than equal to 15, which is a true statement because 0 is less than equal to 15. So it's a true statement. Similarly, when you put x equal to 0, y equal to 0 in this one, you will get 0 is less than equal to 10, which is again a true statement. So whenever your statement is true, then you have to move towards the origin. You have to cover origin. So that means for both the lines, we have to move downward. So you will indicate this with the help of arrowheads. So we had just seen that both the lines, when you put x equal to 0, y equal to 0 in the original equation, they are true. So true means we have to move towards the origin. So when we are moving towards the origin, then you have to see for the common area for both of these lines. Now, obviously, you know that x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0 is also given. So you have to restrict yourself only in the first quadrant. So this is your y is equal to 0 and this is your x is equal to 0. Now, When you draw the common region, this is what you will get as the answer. So this common region is known as feasible region. Now, these 4 points are known as corner points of the feasible region. So let me take this as A, let me call this as B, let me call this as C, and let me call this as D. So these A, B, C, D points are known as corner points. Now, after getting these corner points, you will write the vertices of these corner points. So out of these, we can write A, we can write B, we can write D also. Just we have to find the vertices for C. So for C, you can solve these two equations simultaneously and you can get the vertices of this, you can get the coordinate of this point C. So just solve these two equations simultaneously to get the vertices, to get this coordinate of point C. Sometimes in the graph, it is quite visible that we can directly write the coordinates. But here for this question, you have to solve this simultaneously. Solve these two equations simultaneously to get the coordinates of this point C. Just do it yourself. When you solve these two system of equations simultaneously, you can see that your points of intersections are 20, 19 and 45, 90. So these are the coordinates of point. After calculations, we'll get this. Now, after getting the coordinates of all the corner points, we will draw a table. So now we'll draw this table where we will write corner points, and here you will write objective function. Objective function is 5x plus 3y. So corner points we will write one by one. A is 0, 0. E is 2, 0. C will be 20, 19. 20 upon 19, 45 upon 19, and D will be 0, 3. Now these are your corner points. So one by one, you will substitute the values of corner points in this objective function. So for the first one, when you put x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0 in this equation, you will get this as 0. When you put x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 0 in this equation, you will get this as a 10. So similarly, you will put this value also. For the last one, you will get this as 9. So for this point C, just do calculations yourself. Just substitute the values over here. So after calculations, you can check that this will be 235 upon 90. 235 upon 90. We are just putting the value of x and y in the objective function. Now, these are the 4 values this objective function is attaining. Now, we are looking for maxima. So out of these 4 values, you have to see where the maxima is existing. So this is the maximum value. So your answer will be max z is equal to 235 upon 90 at x is equal to 20 by 19 and y is equal to 45 by 90. So this is how you will interpret your answer. Out of these 4 values, you have to see which one is maximum. So you can see that this is the max value. So you will say max z is equal to 235 upon 19 at x is equal to this much and y is equal to this much. This is our final solution for this particular question. Now, sometimes we have to minimize the question. So then out of these four values, you will look for the minimum value. And sometimes we will do maxima and minima simultaneously also. So here also we can decide maxima and minima. Okay, so here we have another question from this exercise 12.1. So here we want to maximize and minimize this objective function z is equal to 5x plus 10y, and it is subjected to these conditions. So three conditions are given, x positive and y positive is also given. So first step is you have to plot this graphically, these constraints. So let us consider all the constraint in the equality form. So you will just write consider x plus 2y is equal to 120, x plus y is equal to 60, and third is x minus 2y is equal to 0, x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. Okay, so here we will draw table for these lines because we want to plot them. So table for the first line will be x, y. So if we take x is equal to 0 in this one, then you can see that your y will be equal to 60. And if you take y is equal to 0 in this one, then you can see that your x will be equal to 120. Now table for the second line. For second line, this is x, this is y. If I take this as 0, then this is 60. And if I take y as 0, then this will be 60. So this is our second line. Now third line. So here in third line, when you draw the table for this third line, x, y. So when you take x is equal to 0, your y is also coming out to be 0. So this line is a special line which will pass through the origin. So note this point. This is a line which is passing through the origin, because when you are putting x equal to 0, your y is 0. Or y is 0, then your x is 0. So here we are supposed to take some extra points. Now, what extra point we have to take, that also you have to see these coordinates. So here you can see that we have 60, 120. So bigger values we are getting. So accordingly we will take. So here I can say x is equal to 2y also. So if I take y is equal to 30, then your x will be equal to 60. Now you will not take 1, 2, 3. You will take some bigger values. Why you will take bigger values? So that they remain compatible with this scale. So I'm taking y as 30. Then x will be 2 times of y. That will become 60. Now if I take y as 60, then you can see that your x will come out to be 120. So we had on the table for all the three lines. After this, we will plot this on a graph paper. So when you are plotting, obviously you have to take here scale and you have to mention this also, that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units or 20 units. So that also you have to specify. So let us draw the graph for these lines. So let us assume this is as a coordinate axis, this is x-axis, this one is y-axis. Our origin 0, 0. Now, let me take a scale of 10. So up to 120 I have to move, so that means 12 I have to take. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Similarly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can write down here 10, 20, 30. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, 110, then 120. So by taking scale, had drawn these coordinate axes. After that, let us plot the lines one by one. First of all, 0, 60. 0, 60 will be here. Then 120, 0 will be here. So you will join this line with the help of a scale which is passing through these 2 points. So you will write the equation of the line in the equality form. You have to write the equation of the line in the equality form. Now, second line is 60, 0, 60 and 60, 0. So this is your second line. So this is how you will draw the second line. So once you had drawn this line, you will write the equation of this line. So this is x plus y is equal to 60. Now, let us draw the third line now. So for the third line, your points are 0, 0. 0, 0 is the point. Another point is 60, 30. So it will be somewhere here. Then 120, 60. So it will be somewhere here. So now you will draw the line passing through these 3 points. This is how this line will move. After that, you will write the equation of this line also in the equality. So x minus 2y is equal to 0. So just write down this. Okay, so after this, let us decide the direction of these lines. So for the first line, when you put x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, you can see that here you will get 0 is less than 120. So 0 is less than 120, it's a true statement. Here when you put so 0 is more than 60, which is a false statement. That means for this line, you have to move downwards. So this is the direction which you have to follow towards the origin. And for this line, x plus y is equal to 60, it is false. So that means you have to move upward. So this will be the direction which you have to take into consideration. Okay, now, how to decide the direction of that third line? So this is very important. You cannot decide the direction of this line by taking 0, 0 into consideration because this is a line which is passing through 0, 0. So in order to decide the direction of this third line, let us take a point from this quadrant. Let us take a point from this quadrant. So just I am taking minus 10, 10. So we can take any arbitrary point from this coordinate. So I'm taking minus 10, 10. So when you put minus 10, 10 in this equation, then you can see that it will become minus 10. Minus 20 is greater than equal to 0. So that is minus 30 is greater than equal to 0, which is a false statement. So this is a false statement. So that means this line will move away from this point. So away from this point means this is the direction which you have to take into consideration. Now, after plotting all the 3 lines, you have to restrict yourself to the first quadrant also because it was given that y is greater than equal to 0 and x is greater than equal to 0. So this is y is equal to 0 and this is x is equal to 0. So you have to restrict yourself to the first quadrant. So when you draw the shaded region, this is what you will get. This is the required area. This is your feasible area which we will get. After getting feasible region, you have to find the corner points. So here we have 4 corner points. This is 1 corner point, this is 2nd corner point, this is 3rd corner point, and this one is 4th corner point. So let me call this as A, this is B, this is C, and this one as D. So we had taken A, B, C, D. Now here, obviously, we know the vertices of A and B, but you have to find the coordinates for the C and D point. Now, when you are doing this graphically, then directly you can see that we can get these coordinates. Otherwise, you can solve the system of equations simultaneously. For example, if you want to get the coordinate of this point C, then you have to solve this equation and this equation simultaneously to get the value of C. So in order to get the value of C, just solve these two equations simultaneously. X is equal to 2y and another is x plus 2y is equal to 120. Then you will get this C point. So when you use this, you can see that your x is coming out to be 60. Your x is coming out to be 60 and your y will be equal to 30. So that means the coordinates of C will be 60, comma, this is 60, comma 30. These are the coordinate of C point. Now similarly, if you want to get the coordinate of this point D, then you can see that it is the point of intersection of this line and this line. So for that you need to solve x is equal to 2y and x plus y is equal to 60. So when you solve these, you can see that 3y will be equal to 60. So your y will be equal to 20. So y is coming out to be 20 and your x will come out to be 40. So that means the coordinate of this point D are, the coordinate of this point D are 40, comma 20. Now, after this is 40, comma 20. So let me again repeat that how to decide the direction of this exceptional line. So whenever a line is there which is passing through the origin, then you have to take into consideration any arbitrary point from this quadrant, second quadrant. So I'm taking minus 10, comma 10. When I had substituted in this line, I can see that minus 30 is greater than equal to 0, which is a false statement. So I have to move away from this particular point. So away means this is the direction. Now, when you take all the direction into consideration and first quadrant, then this is the required feasible region. Now, after this, you have to draw the table. So let us draw that table where you will write corner points and objective functions. So corner points, and here you will write objective function. Objective function, that is Z. So objective function, or you can simply write Z is equal to 5x plus ny. So here again we are getting 4 corner points. So A will be 60, comma 0. Coordinates of B are 120, comma 0. C, as you had found, it is 60, 30, and D was 40, 20. Now, one by one, just substitute the values in the objective function and do calculations. So when you do calculations, you can see that the first one will be 300. Second one will be 600. Next will also be 600 after calculations you can check. And D will be 400. Now, after this, we have to see where the maxima is existing and where the minima is existing. So clearly we can see that this is your minimum, 300 is the minimum. So minimum will exist at x equal to 60 and y equal to 0, and minimum value of the z will be 300. So this is how you will write for minima. Now for maxima, you can see one interesting thing that here we have maxima at two particular points. So maxima existing at this point as well as at this point. Now, when such a thing is there, then you can see that it is occurring at B as well as C. So your value is 600. Now here you have to see that the maxima will exist at all the points joining line segment BC. So whenever we have maxima or minima at two consecutive points, then you will write the maxima will exist at all the points joining line segment BC. So how to write the answer? Let me explain you that. You will just write min z is 300 at x is equal to 60, y is equal to 0. Now max z is equal to 600. Now it will exist at all points joining line segment BC. So it will exist at all the points joining line segment BC. So here we have maximum, here also we have maximum. So it will exist at all the points joining line segment BC. Similarly, if by chance you get minima at 2 consecutive points, then the same thing you will write for minima also. So just write down this properly.